I want to welcome everyone to the October 10th Operations and Engineering Building Neighborhood Meeting. This is our 28th neighborhood meeting. Going to introduce you to some of the people we'll be hearing from tonight. General Manager Roland Williams. He's a general manager, and he's responsible for providing oversight to all activities of CVSan. He's been the general manager since 2002. Prior to his appointment as general manager, Roland was the collection system manager for CVSan for 7 years. Associate Engineer Landon Lockery. He's been with the engineering department since 2010. He's responsible for overseeing the engineering department, which handles the day-to-day engineering responsibilities, including lateral repair permits, plan reviews, and the pretreatment program. The engineering department is also responsible for evaluating and executing the CVSan sanitary sewer collection system capital improvements program. Just some ground rules for the meeting. Please keep your questions to the topic of the operations and engineering building. If you have questions about other CVSan topics, please email them to michael@cvsan.org so we can follow up with you. If you're participating in this meeting using a computer, please post your questions in the meeting chat. The meeting moderator will read your question to the panelists. If you're participating in this meeting by telephone and have a question, please do the following: dial *9 to raise your hand. CVSan's meeting moderator will tell you when it's your turn to ask a question. Press *6 to unmute yourself. When you are unmuted, ask your question. You will then be remuted after you've asked your question. So before we get into tonight's agenda, I do want to share our latest project video. It's going to provide you with a kind of a 3D walkthrough of the new building. So enjoy the video. Hope you enjoyed that video. We'll now get into tonight's agenda and turn things over to Landon. Landon, I think you're muted.
Thank you, Mike. Sorry about that. Good evening, everyone. So yeah, I'm going to go over our current progress and update on our current progress on the project. Also do a quick review of the upcoming 3-week look ahead schedule. And then go again over the project contact information and take any comments. All right. So yeah, I'll just share a few pictures from some recent progress from the month of September. Next slide, please. So here is the northeast corner of our project site. This is where our electrical conduits will feed to the building from the new transformer, which will be installed by PG&E at a date yet to be determined. But this photo shows some of the conduits that were installed, which will feed up into the new transformer. Next slide. Here's kind of the opposite end of some of those conduits going into what will be kind of the future main electrical room for our new building. So you just see some of the conduits there. Next slide. This is the excavation and forming of the elevator pit. Some of the early work there. Yeah, this is elevator is kind of in the central part of the building, kind of right when you walk into the main lobby. Next slide. So this is a photo showing the early stages of the Drago wrap installation. The Drago wrap is part of the VMS vapor mitigation system, which is being installed underneath the foundation. So these are trenches for future foundation piers, which all have the Drago wrap installed in them as well. And here we see some of the Drago wrap installed in the future elevator pit. And again, some more photos of some of the other Drago wrap around the site, where all the future foundation piers will be installed. This photo showing some of the initial rebar delivery to the site. Next slide. Here's another photo of a lot of the steel coming onto the site. And here's photos kind of showing some of the more finished product of the assembly of the steel grade beams and the foundations. They're just showing a photo of the anchor rod base plate. This is where part of our steel building construction. This is where the columns will be anchored to. And then next, just kind of going over the work we've got coming up in the next few weeks. We do anticipate there's probably two major activities we anticipate getting going in the next few weeks. One of them being delivery and installation of our sound wall. So our sound wall is on the northwest and southern property lines. This was a prefabbed sound wall, so all the components of the sound wall were constructed, formed off-site, and they will be anticipated delivery the week of October 16th and installation to follow. We also are looking to begin pouring some concrete for some of the concrete foundation components of our building, and we anticipate that to hopefully begin in the next couple weeks. Again, just for everyone's information, we do have an after-hours contact phone number. This is a direct line to the site superintendent for our project with DL Falk. And if you have any general questions, feel free to email centerstreet@cvsan.org, or you can give us a call at the phone number listed there on the screen if you have any general questions or comments or concerns about the project. And with that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing. Are there any questions about tonight's presentation or the project in general? So we have a few members of the public here. You can just unmute yourself and ask your question, since we don't have too many people here tonight.
This is Christy. So I just was wondering if the question about what the benefits of the Drago wrap are, if that could be shared, as to why that was selected.
Right. Yeah. So as part of our project, we had a review process with Alameda County Department of Environmental Health. And through that process, there was determined to be some relatively minor contaminants found in the soil. And we're actually still going to be doing some testing even after our building foundation is complete. But basically, in abundance of caution, we are installing a Drago wrap, which will serve as an additional barrier between the inside of the building, and any of the possibly contaminated soil below it. again, the contaminants were very, very minor, and actually most of them were below the ESLs, but we are just kind of installing the wrap as a out of abundance of caution. But it will prevent any vapors from finding their way through the soils, and we'll have a fully formed solid foundation. But in the future, if there were to ever be any cracks in that foundation, this Drago vapor barrier system would prevent any gases, any potentially harmful gases from entering the building through the foundation. So that's kind of what the Drago wrap is for, and its purpose.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thomas, do you have any comments or questions? Anything we can answer for you?
No, I don't. Thank you, though.
Thanks for being here tonight. Todd, any comments or questions?
Is this the phone call to lower the price?
What's that?
Sorry, I know pretty much everybody here. No, just curious what you're doing. Appreciate
Sure.
the info.
Yeah, we do these meetings once a month, and just to give the community a opportunity if they have questions about the project, and also just to present kind of where we're at as far as the progress report. We also post these videos online on our website. So if you I think this is our 28th meeting, so we've been doing these for well over 2 years. So if you wanted to follow our progress from all the way back 28 months ago, you can go check that out on our website. But yeah, and if you ever have any questions, or if there's any ever issues that you see at the project site, again, you can reach out to us immediately. We do have that dedicated phone number, 510-756-3400. You can email centerstreet@cvsan.org. After hours, the contractor's number, 415-716-0062. So we're just a couple blocks from the actual new project site. So if there's any type of issues that you guys see, let us know.
Cool. Appreciate all the info. Thanks.
You bet, Todd. Thank you. Okay, seeing no further questions or comments from anybody, I am going to call this meeting to be respectful of your time. I want to thank you all for your interest in this project. Our next meeting will be on Tuesday, November 14th at 6 p.m. But as I just said, if you have any issues or questions that come up after this meeting that you want to know about the project, feel free to reach out to us. And again, I'm going to stay here till 6:30 just in case we have any latecomers. I can run through the slides with them again, but for the rest of everyone else that's here, I want to thank you for your attendance and have a wonderful evening.